What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in. So, for today's episode, it's going to be sort of different from the previous ones. This is going to be partially a guide video. What I mean by that is, I have tons of guides on the channel and everything, and I've been getting asked a lot about trade routes. So, I figured we would take this episode to kind of walk through optimizing trade routes, uh, condensing things down, just making trade routes a little bit better and everything, because as you play the game, you're creating a new trade route every time you need something, and then you might tweak one just to add something on, and before you know it, you have trade routes going every which way with stuff all over them. So I need to go through some of my trade routes and fix them up, and I figured it'd be a great time to show that to you guys and just show you what I do and how I manage all of that. Since this is being presented as a guide, several of you may be here for the first time checking this out. And if you like what you see and I've helped you a little bit, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I have hundreds and hundreds of Anno 1800 videos, lots of guides and tips and tricks videos to help you out if you are new to the game or just, have questions about stuff. And if you need more help, just be sure to check out our community Discord. The link is down in the description. Alright, so trade routes and optimizing and knowing when and where and how to send things. A few things I look for. Where is the route going? Is it staying within the same region, or is it going between two regions? Let's kind of stick with the basic stuff and stick within the region first. If it's staying within the same region, so like here in the old world, how close are the routes? And what I mean by that is how close are the routes to each other? If I go to my routes right here, the routes menu, here is my main city of Bright Sands. I would say these islands right here. All of these islands, I own all of these blue islands around me, and then I would also say, like this one right here with Dr. Mercier, the one that Leonard von Malking owns, and then the two that the Admiral have. These are what I call neighboring islands. Even these that are a little bit further out, I still consider that neighboring. It's fairly close. Neighboring islands, I don't mind having routes that have multiple goods on them. Now you'll see a lot of people say, oh, you should only have one route per one type of good. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I don't think that is the case. I think it's very situational. I think it depends on how close the route is and what your consumption rate is and how much you're transporting back and forth. As you can see right here, I have a route going between Ditchwater and Bright Sands that's carrying bread, sausages, wool, and pigs. It's carrying 4 goods. Now that is on a cargo ship, so I'm carrying 100 of the pigs and the wool back and forth. I don't need 4 trade routes for this right here. I don't need 4 trade routes for each of these goods. One trade route, even if it was just a clipper, if I needed some extra, I would just add on another clipper. It's only about another 175 maintenance. It's still cheaper than a cargo ship technically. And I could transport all of this back and forth easily. I don't need 4 separate trade routes. You only need 1, maybe 2 to transport that stuff around. Things like right here, this trade route right here is carrying beef and red peppers between Pont d'Uranges and Bright Sands. Again, this stuff is not consumed super fast, and 100 back and forth on a clipper is fast enough and more than enough to satisfy the needs of your factories on the main island if you're transporting that. So I don't agree that you need 1 trade route per type of good. If you want to do that, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that that's actually more inefficient because it's costlier. You're spending more in influence and maintenance on a ship that might only be carrying like 1 cargo hold. You might only be carrying 50 beef. That's it. Go ahead and just load it up with the red peppers or whatever else you're transporting over to the main island. Having 1 trade route per type of good is I just don't understand that. I know it makes it easy, There is an argument to be made that it makes it easy to find all of your trade routes, you know, because everything's going to be called, you know, coal or beef or red pepper. It's going to be very easy to find everything. But it's your trade route menu is going to go on for days, and so I don't agree with doing that. Close by, you can do as many goods as you want, up to 4 or 6, however many you want in that trade route. It doesn't bother me. Now, regional trade routes going between 2 regions, I typically stick to one thing. Coffee is one that we all know and love. Coffee, you pretty much want a dedicated coffee route, nothing on it. You want a dedicated rum route. If you are using cotton fabric to produce your fur coats instead of, say, wool, if you have the costume designer specialist to change out the fur dealers to use wool instead of cotton fabric, then I usually will have one cotton fabric route, but going back and forth. Going back and forth between the new world and the old world takes time. You need a lot of it. Those routes I usually dedicate to one type of good. There are a couple of exceptions to that I'll go over later when we kind of look at them. But generally speaking, between 2 regions, you generally want to stick with one type of good unless it is a low consumption good. An example of that would be my route going from the old world to the Arctic. I'm using a clipper right here to ferry schnapps and canned food to the Arctic. Canned food and schnapps is consumed very, very slowly in the Arctic. So I am able to sustain my population in the Arctic with just this one clipper right now. I don't have a huge population in the Arctic. And as it grows, I'll probably upgrade this to a cargo ship and transport a little bit more. But generally speaking, this right here is fine. I don't need to do any more than that. So it really comes down to where's the trade route going, what's being transported on it. That's pretty much what I look for whenever I'm deciding what to put on my routes. Now, let's actually put some of this into practice, and let's take a look at a couple of routes. I have them. I went through my routes earlier, and I have them written down, the ones I want to change up. Now, I have a charter route right here that's carrying 80 grapes from Hammervik down to Bright Sands. I also have a trade route right here that's bringing wood and timber from Hammervik to Bright Sands. This is... I didn't mean to click that out. The reason it's transporting basic building materials is because I don't have enough room on Bright Sands anymore for lumberjack huts. So all of my wood is being produced up here, and I'm bringing just 50 of it. It's a quick route back and forth. Just need 50 of it on occasion being brought in to keep my building supplies, my building materials stocked up on the main island. And then the wood is being used in various industries and stuff, so I do need quite a bit of that. And then I do have one more route that's going back and forth up there, and I believe, yep, it's right here. It is... I have a clipper bringing iron, zinc, and copper from Hammervik over there. So that's 3 trade routes. Okay, that's a clipper. I don't have them named correctly, so I'm kind of all over the place with them. I have another clipper, and then I have I have this one. I have a charter route. So all of that right there can be condensed down into a more efficient trade route. Now, I'm going to use a cargo ship, I believe. Yeah, I already bought one, I think. Yeah, here it is right here. We have the Berlanti. So what I'm going to do is we're going to fix this up. We're going to get rid of the grapes. Then I'm going to come down here, and I'm actually just going to use this one right here. And, okay, so we're bringing down 150 wood per trip on a clipper. Where is that clipper? It's currently at Hammervik.
Aye.
He does have a Lantine sails, so it is making him slightly faster. Max of 15.7. The max on this thing right here is 11.1. So it is slightly slower, but again, of course, as you know, clippers have to deal with wind, so there's a good chance that he might get caught against the wind. Let me take care of this real quick. We are in the middle of my actual campaign right here, so I don't want to lose out on anything.
You lost an influence.
Okay. Anyways,
You gained an influence bonus.
so what I like to do is I'm going to go over here and see. Okay, so we're almost full up on wood right here. So I'm gonna guess that a cargo ship carrying 1 thing of timber, 2 things of wood. So this is going to leave us 3. Actually, you know what? I bet I can get away with just 50. Grapes. Then we're going to grab up this ore right here. Iron, copper, and zinc. And we're going to tell it to go and unload all of that. Now, of course, it is upset because that is 2 more cargo slots than what the clipper can have, but that's okay because we're going to take it out. We are going to grab the Berlanti. So I'm starting a naming convention. BS is not for bullshit. It is for bright sands. This is wood. We're just going to call this lumber because it's wood and timber. So we're just going to call it lumber. Grapes. And I'm going to call this just ore. So these are lumber, grapes, and ore. Okay. So that takes care of that one, I do believe. Alright, here's the penguin. You know what? We're just going to come over here and we'll just sell this excess. I don't need it.
Awaiting new horizons.
The royal seal upon it.
A whole whopping 500. And we're going to put you over here into kind of like storage, I guess you could say. Now, let's take a look at our wood resource right here real quick. How much are we consuming? How much are we consuming in wood? We're consuming about 21 to 25 per minute. So we're bringing down 50 at a time, so that's enough to last us 2 minutes on that route right there. Now, is that going to be fast enough? I'm thinking it might not be, so we might need to add another ship to it possibly, or I need to add a couple of items. So this ship right here gets between Hammervik and Bright Sands before 2 minutes is up. It needs to do it before 2 minutes is up. That way I have plenty of timber or lumber, whatever that stuff is, the wood, before it runs out. So that is actually one route taken care of. Now I do want to get rid of this route right here as well. What is that? The Industrious is on that. So let's also get rid of this route now. Come over here and we will drop this off as well.
Customs and excise, eh?
Whoops.
The royal seal upon
Alright, we'll
it.
sell that. And again, we're just going to put you down into storage for right now. So that get rid of a charter route and condensed down from, what was that, 3 routes into 1. So that is a good, that's pretty good right there. I'm pretty happy with that, condensing that down. Now where is our lovely little ship at? Can he ever make it down here?
Cargo stations.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you right over here. Let's see if I have any ship items for you. Cargo slowdowns are always good. Movement speed and cargo slowdown. Cargo slowdown is really, really handy because that decreases the penalty you get from having really full cargo holds. Another one I need to look for that I want to get and put in this ship right here is going to probably be a propeller. So I'll probably do some re-rolling. Alright, so we'll drop all of that off.
Cargo stations.
But yeah, port dealer, that gets us started right there with that. So there's one route taken care of. Now, the next route I want to look at is a route that actually we need to do I need some major work done on, because it is, where is it at? I don't even know where it's at the moment. We've got so many routes. I was looking at it just a second ago. There it is. It's this beer input route. Now, this route originally started out as just a schooner bringing malt and hops over to Bright Sands, and it has expanded now to also be bringing schnapps and rum over to Bright Sands. However, I don't have enough malt right now. So this right here needs to be corrected. And what I want to do to correct it is we have another route right here that is going from Pont du Redanges to Bright Sands that is bringing over red peppers and beef. And interestingly enough, I don't have enough red peppers and beef being produced over there in that given amount of time. I have enough over here still. I have sort of enough. Okay. So what I want to do with this one is I want to replace this right here with a cargo ship. And I want to replace it not with that one. I thought there was another one. Most of my trade routes around here are clippers. Thought I had another cargo ship route. Oh, it is this one. Okay, it's the Sweet Harmony. Wait, where was Sweet Harmony? Okay, you're at port.
New orders.
Okay, we're going to remove you from that route. And we're going to remove...
New orders.
Alright, him from that route. Come over here. So that's the Snapping Turtle and the Sweet Harmony. So we're going to fix these two routes right here up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the beef and the red peppers. Well, I'm going to go from double down to just one. And then we're going to load up hops from this. I believe that's all I'm going to do with it for the moment. Now, I know I took that off, but I'm going to put it back on. I had to do that just in case I wanted to see if I wanted to do anything else. So that's the Snapping Turtle. Okay.
Ready for
But
a challenge.
I'm going to come down here and give you sail. I'm going to give you the Lantine sail.
Steersman.
Okay. So this one's going to get renamed. Again, Bright Sands. And this is red pepper, beef, and hops. Okay. Now, for this one right here, we're not going to be going to Pont du Redanges anymore. Interesting. I was taking beer from Ditchwater over there. Okay, I'll have to think about that, because I forgot I was doing that. That's okay. We're going to take Pont du Redanges off. We're going to change this right here to pick up... Let's see, where am I looking for? Looking for right there. And then we're going to replace that one with the Penguin. So now this is just going to go back and forth real quick and easy and just bring malt and schnapps down. And I totally forgot to rename that one again. I'm not used to renaming them, so I keep forgetting to do that. Here we go. Alright, this is a Bright Sands route, malt and schnapps. Okay. Yep, and that was my other ship that had a Lantine sail on it, I do believe. Okay. So that did not take out any routes, but it did modify the routes. So instead of it going like all over the place and picking up stuff when I had another route available. Now it's properly going between two islands, and it's more efficient now. I've better utilized my cargo space. So does that make sense? I hope it does. I know this is kind of... Normally I would have a script. I think I said that earlier. Normally I have a script, but I'm kind of just trying to talk this out as I go and as I do it. Just so you can kind of see what I'm doing while I work on these. Alright, so we've got that. We've got that one. This route right here is fine. This is my gold and beer route. I'm happy with that one. So we have some going from Mainos up here. We've got a schooner that is picking up a little bit of caoutchouc because I have a park ranger specialist up here who is producing some caoutchouc from the charcoal kilns. So I was bringing a little bit of that down, but I also have a route right here with another schooner bringing iron and coal. So obviously that's not very good. So we're going to change that out. We're going to pick up a bit of this, and we're also going to pick up a little bit of brass. Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to pick up the brass. Let's not do it that way. Let's instead pick up... Let's see what we need to pick up. Let's do it that way. Let's see what we need. We're actually really good on iron and coal, so I don't need to do anything extra with it. Let's get rid of that route. Let's take this one, replace it with, I believe it was the was it the Industrious? Yeah, it was the Industrious right here. We're going to tell him to pick up the caoutchouc and unload it. And you know what? No, I don't want to use up all that brass. That brass is going to be needed in the Arctic. Let's just do iron, because I probably will need some more iron at some point. So we're going to do that. So that condensed two routes that were two schooners carrying multiple goods back and forth down to a clipper now. So that takes care of another route. Coal, rubber, and iron. Okay. Good deal. And now we have a couple of schooners sitting around that some of y'all are probably going to like have a heart attack because I'm literally just deleting these because I don't need them. However, I do need that. We're going to go and
On our way.
make sure we put that little dude right there up.
Celebrate your leadership.
Alright, so that cleans up a couple more routes right there. And now I have one more route that I want to deal with. And I have this listed as a soap route. Right here, yes. Soap route, I have it said to take ore. What was I talking about? Oh, I know what I was talking about with it. So this route right here is a clipper, picking up soap, iron, coal, and cement, and taking it from ditchwater to bright sands. And then I have another route right here that is taking flour, and then also going over here and picking up even more zinc and copper. Well, that's just not a very efficient route. Because I just need him to go back and forth to there, and I could instead grab ourselves, let's see, does he have one? He does. Lovely. So this is the turmoil. So we're going to change this route right here. Take it off of that. Take it off of ditchwater completely for right now. And then we're going to go down to this one right here, the mackerel. Take you off. And now I want you to load up zinc and copper. And tell the turmoil to do that route right there. So that's a case where I did not free up any routes, but I made them more efficient. So now this one right here is another bright sands route, and we're doing soap, ore, and cement back and forth. Lovely. Lovely. Yeah, there's that route that I want. I mean, not route, there's a ship I want, because it has a fore and aft rigging in it. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to sell this extra off, and then we're going to get rid of that schooner. That does free up, you know, it frees up a little bit, a tiny amount of money, but it frees up another influence point since we have bought a couple of ships. And we still have an extra cargo ship right here with the Sweet Harmony. So now my routes are looking a little bit better. This route right here probably could do something like maybe take a little bit of grain over here as well, just in case I need some extra grain on that island. So this is now just flour and grain. I believe, wasn't I... Somebody was bringing grain. Oh wait, I don't think anybody was bringing grain down anymore. I don't see it on the list other than what I just added. I guess I had a huge stock of grain and I'm just slowly going through it. But now we're going to be bringing in some grain. The only thing I do want to do over here under Fevlin is to set the minimum stock right here to my numlock key being on 20. That way he doesn't take all of it. What useless item did you give me? Yeah, no, thank you. Okay.
Good and ready.
As the mackerel. Come over here and sell those goods right there off as well. Actually, no, we'll
Just say the word.
sell. You have soap, so you can go over here and sell stuff off. So I think... Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. I think that is pretty good on getting my routes taken care of. Lots of, like, just one... I mean, I don't mind multiple destination routes at all, but I really prefer one-to-one routes, one island to another, and that's it. Now, kind of taking a look at a couple of other routes, like this one right here, it is...
Conditions are verging on the inhumane.
Yes, please. Is that at Bright Sands? Yes, it is. I want that fine handheld power auger. That thing is super nice.
You give us a voice.
Do I already have one of those up here in my oil?
Enjoy the
Yeah, I do. Okay,
caves
good.
and buildings.
So, anyways, this route right here, it has multiple destinations. What it's doing is it's dropping off stuff to be turned into chocolate, and then it's coming up here to drop off pearls. Which pearls are, again, a low consumption item, so I don't mind it carrying multiple things and having a couple of different destinations on it. Coffee right here, this single stuff. And I think that's about it. I always transport gas with airships back and forth between the Arctic and the New World, or not the New World, but the Old World or Cape Trelawney as well. And since you don't need a ton of gas, depending on the island it's going to, bringing in gold ore or fur on that as well is always a good idea. Just a quick little tip. You can use your airships to transport a couple of different things. Let's fix this one right here. This is ditch water. Hops and schnapps. Schnapps. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty good, I think, now with all of our trade routes and everything. I'm okay with these two. I just don't want to go over 3 charter routes because then we'll have to start paying influence. So I want to keep this down. What we got? Ooh, we got
You lost an influence bonus.
some major unhappiness here. That
You
again.
gained an
So yeah, that is what I do when I'm optimizing routes. You know, I'll sit down. It's always handy to have a piece of paper and a pen in front of you so you can write down the routes that you know that need to be combined or switched up. I always have a notepad right next to my keyboard where I can jot down notes of what I need to do, and then I can make, you know, figure out which routes need to be worked on, and then just go down the list and work on them real quick. It's a very handy little thing to do and everything. So yeah, these are my routes now to supply everything I need. I'm pretty happy with them all. I don't see me needing to change any more of them up at the moment. Not until we probably expand a little bit more and I need to make some more adjustments and everything. So yeah, I think I'm pretty good with that. I hope that helped. I know it might have been a little reckless on occasion just because I was trying to, obviously this is not something I can do ahead of time. I have to do it and talk through it. So maybe that kind of helped you understand how I optimize my routes, what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to do. If you're still a little confused, you might have questions, please feel free to comment down below. Let me know. I always answer comments on the videos. Or you're, again, happy to join, more than happy to have you join the Discord channel. You can check out there, and even if I'm not around, we have an awesome community of people who are very knowledgeable about the game and can give you some advice and everything. So with that, guys, I'm actually going to put an end to this episode right here. Again, not a real gameplay episode, so for my regular viewers, sorry about that. We'll be getting back to the normal gameplay, getting Bright Sands kind of wrapped up, and then we're going to be moving on to Ditchwater and finally go to Crown Falls after all this time. That's going to be in the next episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new to the channel from this video right here, again, love to have you. Feel free to subscribe. I have lots and lots of Anno 1800 content. Big shout out and thank you to my channel members. You guys very supportive of me. I've been getting lots of new channel members joining up. It's about 99 cents a month. It's just a huge boost to helping me out. I am trying to make YouTube a full-time thing for myself, so that little 99 cents helps every little bit, and I cannot thank you enough for that. It means a lot to me that you all would be that generous. So, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.